This is Fishmonger Stories. Today on our lunch break, we are going to talk amongst ourselves to see if travel nursing is for everybody. So if you've got 10 minutes, please join us on our lunch break as we talk amongst with some of the few travel nurses that I've met here in California to see if traveling nursing is for everybody. Join us on our lunch break. See you.
So tell me, where are you from and why do you do travel nursing?
Okay, so my name's Elizabeth. I am from New Orleans and I do travel nursing because I don't know, I just want to travel the United States and, you know, you get paid a lot more.
Like twice more?
Like 3 times more.
Like
yeah.
3 times more?
Yeah, I think the hourly rate for nurses in New Orleans, if you're working at a hospital, is $23 an hour start out. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And you make like 3 times more than that?
Yeah. Yeah. Right now.
I got into travel nursing at the beginning of the COVID pandemic. I've been an ICU nurse for about 4 years, and the timing was just kind of right to start traveling. I wanted to move to Charlotte, North Carolina in March.
Okay.
But I quickly realized, well, with quarantine happening and COVID, you know, restrictions happening,
that's right,
life is kind of gonna suck no matter where I go. So I might as well travel and make way more money doing travel nursing.
Like you make twice as much? 3 times as much?
More than that.
4 times? 5 times?
Right now I make about 8 times what I used to make as
Whoa.
a bedside nurse. I can give you the exact numbers. I used to make like $30 an hour as an ICU nurse.
Okay.
And here...
Give me a number. Give me a number, bro.
Here... Okay, wait. Well, okay. I'm working more hours, so that complicates things a bit.
Yes.
But it takes
Which
me,
you also work in the other hospital. You are working more hours probably to, you know,
True.
pay your student loans and...
True. Here on my current contract, I am making what I used to make in 1 year. I am making it in 8 weeks. So that comes out to what? 52 divided by 8 is
Whoa.
like 6.5. So I'm making 6.5 times what I used to make.
So the reason why I got into travel nursing is
Yes.
because that it's not politics. You don't have to deal with administration. You don't have to deal with the concept of you know, guidelines and things like that as far as, you know, being at a settled hospital.
Yes.
You have to deal with all the riffraff. You have to deal with all the, you know what I'm saying, beating around the bush, stepping, you know what I'm saying, walking on eggshells.
That's right.
You know, and then it's little pay. You know, it's little pay. It's so much bullshit that you have to deal with for little pay.
Yes.
Versus travel nursing, you have more opportunities and flexibility of going and travel and doing other things, you know.
Like how much more do you make? Give me a percentage. Give me a figure. Like how much more?
You a figure versus what okay, so
2 times more?
No.
3 times more?
No.
4 times more?
No.
5 times more?
I would say 5 times more than I would be making bi-weekly at a regular hospital if I was just stationed there.
And how much experience do you need to start traveling?
So I actually only had 1.5 years.
Really?
Wow. They're cutting a lot of the requirements because of COVID. But so usually it would be 2 years, but now they're having a lot of exceptions.
What about license? Do you need license in all the 50 states?
So you have I have a compact license, and for this assignment particularly, California isn't even requiring you to have a California license.
So you just got here?
Yeah, so I have my compact state and I applied for my California license, so I can continue to work here, including like after the pandemic.
What about like insurance? A lot of people are afraid, oh, I don't want to lose my insurance. I don't want to lose my benefits.
All of the companies will provide you with insurance.
How much experience do you need to start traveling?
I think most places say either 1 year or 2 years. I would agree with that. Like when I think to like how was I as a nurse after 1 year of nursing? I was just starting to feel like, okay, I kind of know what I'm doing.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's the important thing. You have to be able to like function on your own as a nurse, because there are times when you're traveling, you're not going to know all the resources you have. You're not going to know who to call in a time of help, in a time of emergency.
So you have to be very comfortable in your skill set.
Totally, yeah, because you might be in situations where you are the only one you can rely on. So you have to make sure that you know what you're doing. Also, if the goal is that you're going to, like, the places who hire travelers need help, and so you don't want to go somewhere and then be like a drain on that place. You want to be able to contribute.
Travel nursing, you have more opportunities and flexibility of going and travel and doing other things, you know.
Like, how much more do you make? Give me a percentage. Give me a figure. Like, how much more?
You a figure versus what okay, so
2 times more?
No.
3 times more?
No.
4 times more?
No.
5 times more?
I would say 5 times more than I would be making bi-weekly at.
And why do you think a lot of people are not traveling? How come this?
I think a lot of people feel like they can't leave their families, and they're going to be going and starting a life, you know, but that's not the case. Like, you go and you can do like 8-week contracts, you can do 4-week contracts, it's like, you know.
And you choose whether you want to work weekends or days or nights?
Personally, so the experiences that I've had, it's like, okay, so yeah, they will put you on a weekend or whatever, or they'll give you your schedule, but you can always shuffle around your schedule. So like, you can find a swap, or you can just tell your manager like, hey, I have something on this day, and they'll take it off for you. You just have to you can't be afraid to ask for what you want. And that's really what it comes down to, because as a travel nurse, you have a lot of leverage versus a staff nurse, where you're kind of under the control of the hospital the whole entire time.
This information is not known by a lot of people.
You know, I think that it's because it's more of a, I would say, frowned upon.
Frowned upon. Good
Because,
word.
you know, versus, you know, hospital, just say big hospital corporations, you take up Methodist, you take up, you know, Memorial Hermann, you take up, you know, places like HCA hospitals, or places like Johns Hopkins hospitals. People look forward to go to those hospitals and try to stay there and try to build up, you know, relationship-wise, and set like a
being, you know, faithful.
Yeah, like a tier, you know, in there, you know. But however, you could do the same thing, travel nursing. You know, you could do the same thing. You could be stationed at this one particular hospital through a contract for as long as you want.
That's right.
Yeah. So I feel that a lot of nurses don't know sincerely about travel nurses. They don't know the flexibility of travel nursing, and they don't know.
Why do you think a lot of nurses are not traveling?
I honestly don't know. I think most of them don't realize maybe how much money they could make doing it. I think obviously if people have kids, or just a compelling reason to stay in one location,
that's true.
You're not going to look into traveling. But for me, I mean, I have no children. I'm single. I have really no reason to necessarily live in any one spot at the moment. So I can go follow, you know, wherever the market.
And you don't have to deal with the hospital politics?
Definitely not.
And how come most nurses are not doing travel nursing?
I would say they're either older nurses stuck in their ways, in a residency program that they are, you know, actually entitled to the hospital for a certain amount of years, or more stability. They can't go because they have kids, they have, you know, other obligations.
Insurance. What about health insurance?
Health insurance is, you can get your own health insurance. You can either go through free range from Blue Cross Blue Shield or Aetna yourself, or you can choose to go through the agency, which is my agency. Actually offer health insurance, full benefits, 401k, you know, retirement stocks, all of that.
So, yeah, travel nursing's awesome. making a lot more money. And it's really nice to actually get paid what you're worth. You know, I love nursing and everything like that, but it's a hard job, especially,
It is.
you know, with the COVID and everything.
With the COVID and
So it's nice to actually not get paid $23 an hour.
do you miss anything?
The
Floor?
people, that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the people. But I've made amazing friends here, so I can't complain. I have no regrets, and I'm going to continue to do it until, you know, I have other income streams set up so I don't have to work as much anymore.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. We just finished our lunch, and you heard what some of these travel nurses have said. They have more experience. And until then, don't forget to subscribe to Fishmonger Stories, like, leave a comment, and share the stories. Thank you.